In today's video, you will discover how to make a great looking YouTube thumbnail on Canva, because the more clicks you get on your thumbnail, the more views you will get, and YouTube will continue to promote your video. So your thumbnail is one of the most important aspects of your YouTube video. All right, I'm in Canva and there are two different versions. There's a paid for version as well as a free version. I have the paid for version, but you don't need that to start creating great looking thumbnails. And I will leave a link in the description below where you can go get Canva for yourself. So the first thing you want to do is go up here on the right and hit create a design. And you can start typing in YouTube thumbnail and the template will come up. It'll come with the correct size of 1280 by 720 pixels. So I'm going to select that. And then over on the left hand side, you can see that Canva has already built in templates that you can use for yourself. So if you scroll through here, you can see there are a lot of great looking thumbnails that you can start building on for yourself. Now, the one thing I do want to point out is you can see right here, if I were to use this template, it's free, but there are others, let me see if I can find one, that you would have to have the paid for version of Canva. But we're going to create one from scratch, and we're going to create the thumbnail for this video. So the first thing that I want to do is I have a blank canvas here. I want to add my background image. Now I've already taken a photo that I'm going to use and I've uploaded it to Canva here. So all you need to do if you want to upload a graphic is just take that file and drag it over to here and it'll automatically upload to Canva. So the background image we're going to use is this one right here. So I'm going to click it and drag it onto my canvas and I'm going to make it the full width, the full size of my canvas. So I want it like that. All right, now the first thing I'm going to do is I want to create a rectangle to cover the reflection of my camera as well as my ugly fingerprints here. So what I'm going to do is come over to elements and I am going to select a rectangle. So you'd come over here to shapes and hit rectangle and then move it over here, and right here is where you would select the color, and I want this to be black because I just want it to look like my screen. So I'm going to hit change the color to black. All right, now I'm just going to play with it and see if I can just cover this part of my phone. So let's do this. All right, so I have it how I want it. It's not perfect, but don't forget the thumbnail won't be this big on YouTube. Most people look at YouTube videos or see your thumbnail on a mobile device or a desktop, and it won't be this blown up. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add the YouTube play button right here. So I'm going to come up to elements and I'm going to just search on YouTube and see what comes up. Right here is the play button that I want, so I'm going to drag it right here and center it right there on my screen. Perfect. Now I want to add my font, so let's go over to text and let's hit add and heading, and we're going to do how to make, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it over here. Now it's kind of hard to see on this background, so we're going to fix that. But the first thing I want to do is I want to change this font to my branded font, which is this Futura Black Bold. So let's do that. And the other thing I want to do is I want to add a little bit of a drop shadow. So what I can do is come over here, go to Effects, and we're going to add a drop shadow right here. And what I want to do is change the transparency a little bit, make it a little bit less transparent. I also don't want my drop shadow to be white. I want it to be like a blue color so it stands out just a little bit. That's perfect. All right, now I want to add a background to this text because it's a little hard to read on this picture. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to shapes and I'm going to search for this rectangle here. Right here, I want it to have corners in two different colors, so let's click on it. It's actually three different colors, so that's the wrong one. I want this one. So let's click on this, and let's drag it behind the text right there. Now let's change the color. So the first one, let's select this. The orange, I want it to be black. And then this red, I want it to be a little lighter shade of black. So let's come over here. Let's take this, let's drag it so it's a little bit lighter. Something like that. Perfect. Now let's select this again, and I want it to be a little transparent so it's not so stark. I want the background color, the background picture to bleed in a little bit. Let's make it a little transparent. Right about there. Perfect. Now you can see the text a little bit better. It stands out, it pops a little more on this background image. So what I also want to do now is I want to take this and I'm going to add the second part of the thumbnail title. So let's take this, right click, because I'm on a PC, copy, right click, paste, and this is going to be thumbnails. Nope, I want it to be caps. And I also want this box. Let's move this out of the way. Copy, paste, and let's move it down. And then you can see that it's over thumbnails, and so I want it to be behind it. So I need to go to position and go backward. There we go. So let's move this back in place. And there we go. So now we have our title, how to make YouTube thumbnails. All right, now I want to add another element, which is an arrow showing some thumbnails here over in the corner. So let's add the arrow first. Let's search for arrow in the elements, and let's find the arrow that we want to use. Something thin right here. This is perfect. This is what I want to use right here. So let's take it, and then it's not pointing in the direction I want, so I need to go to flip. And I always forget which ones. I think this is flip horizontal. Nope, I want it vertical. There we go. And I'm going to make it a little smaller. And then I'm going to rotate it up over here. And just like that. Perfect. Now I want to add some of my YouTube thumbnails that I've created in Canva. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to uploads. And these are the three that I'm going to choose. So let's just click on this and drag it over here. Need to make it a little bit smaller. So let's make it, let's call it 235 by 132. And let's just rotate it a little bit. And then we're going to add this one. So I think we said 235. So it's the same size by 132. Let's move that over here, and then this one. So same thing, 235. All right, now let's play with how these are positioned. So let's rotate this a little bit like this. Let's rotate this one. Let's put this one here, and then let's take this one and let's rotate it like that. All right, and I think that's fine, just like that. Now the last thing I want to add, oh, I'm covering my arrow, so I don't want that. So let's make this a little bit smaller. Actually move these over so you can see the arrow. Rotate like that. There we go. Perfect. Now the last thing I want to add is the Canva sign over in, or the Canva symbol over in the left-hand corner here. So let's go up to uploads. Actually, let's go to elements, and we're going to search on Canva. And right here is the Canva logo. I'm going to take it, I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to drop it here. It's over my thumbnails that I want to send to the back. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit of a highlighting glow. So let's go over here, and I think it's called glow. Actually, let me just go back to right here, go to see all, and right here is the one that I want to use. Now this is, I have the paid for version, so this isn't a free element. You don't have to add this, but I like to just add this right here as a little bit of a, to highlight the Canva sign. So let's fit this right there. All All right, now I want to group the glow with the Canva logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and then drag so just these two are selected. And then I'm going to hit group. Now that these are a group, I can move these around together and it keeps its shape. So I'm going to move it over to here, but I want this to be behind my title here. So I'm going to go position, send backward. And backward, perfect. So let's move a little bit more. Great, that's how I want it to look. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And let's make it right there. All right, so now we have our thumbnail, and the last thing we want to do is we are going to go to download. And I'm going to keep it as a PNG. I don't want it to have a transparent background, and we're going to hit download. And it'll save it to a file on your hard drive, and then you just take it and you upload it to YouTube. So it's right here, and all I need to do is save it to my hard drive and move it over to YouTube. A great thumbnail is vital if you want YouTube to promote your video, but another very important part of your YouTube video creation is the research and optimization you do to rank your videos high in the YouTube search algorithm. And I did a video that shows you 3 simple steps to follow so you have the best chance to have your video show up at the top of the YouTube search results. So go check out that video right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.